We are excited to be here with our friend Keith Phelps, and Keith has a craft for us. This is something we've never done before, but it's going to end up where we're going to learn a little bit of a technique, but then we're going to celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, we are. And this is something really fun to do. It should be done in a well-ventilated area because we are going to be using fire with it. It's obviously got to be supervised if it's younger.
Right.
And the main thing we're going to do is we're going to be painting on this glass. You can do it on tiles, you can do it on ceramic, it can go on anything that is like a solid finish. The product we're using is called alcohol ink. It's an ink-based product that's made, and it has isopropyl alcohol in it. So as we do this, there's a lot of different ways we can manipulate it. We're going to put drops on here, and you can manipulate it by turning the glass like this to get it to flow. If it's not flowing exactly like you want it, we can actually take some alcohol and spritz on it to get it to move a little bit better. And you want to use like a 90% or better alcohol. You want to use a high percentage of alcohol.
Okay.
We can use brushes to manipulate it. We can use canned air to move it around. And the last thing is you can use fire to get a different pattern.
Fun.
So I think what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and get started.
Okay.
So what you do is you just start by putting a few drops on, and you can use whatever colors you want right now. And I think I'm going to mix a few on here before I start to tip it. And we'll see where we go with it. It's very, very fun to do. It's very relaxing. And the other thing about it is if you start it and you're not happy with what you did, just take that alcohol with a paper towel and you can wipe it all off before you seal it. So then what we'll do is we'll take it. I think what I'm going to do is actually spray it with a little bit of alcohol so it starts to move. Now you can see it's starting to move some. What we can do is we can also use the air. Now the air does get really cold as you use it for a while. So when you're blasting it with the air, you're just going to take that and you can see how it spreads it. So I'm going to add some more here.
Should I just do or should I use a brush or?
You can use a brush if you want. Spray some alcohol on first and then use the brush. And then this brush works really well if you want to fan it out.
Okay.
The other thing I did when I was doing the things for the lanterns, I did use some acrylic paint on it to draw the shamrocks so that I could keep the alcohol ink inside that shape. So as you can see, it really causes it to move and make some really creative designs. So now if you want to, we probably should put these on because I'm going to light.
Oh, that one is looking really cool.
Now, as it burns, it's going to burn out to where that alcohol is. It almost gets like a marbleized pattern as it burns. So it's a lot
that one looks really good
to work with.
Interesting, right?
Yeah. What you want to make sure of, though, is that it's completely out before you start adding more paint or alcohol to it. You just keep working with your patterns until you get something that you like. I'm going to light this again.
Okay. Should I light mine, or do you have to light it?
You don't have
you
to
don't
light
have to
it.
light
Nope, you can do it any way you want to.
But I gotta light it, I guess.
You want to light it, don't you?
It's very tempting.
And look at what that did to it. Isn't that amazing?
Oh, that looks great.
It gives it like a marble effect.
It does.
Almost. So, like if you're doing tiles, like 4-inch tiles, you're going to have to put more alcohol on it.
Oh,
so you have to spritz it with the alcohol.
Oh!
But you make sure it's out first.
I guess it wasn't out. Should
do
I
as I say, not as you did.
As I did. Wait, what do I do now?
Now you can spray it because it's out.
Here you go. Here you go, Keith.
Now you can take it.
You can do
like
that.
This.
That's wild.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So anyway, this is a technique that I used to create the lanterns that we're going to do. Again, we put down aluminum foil under our glass so that as we were doing this in here, we didn't have to worry about the fire spreading beyond that. Then what I did with the ones that we're going to use, I cut out some shamrock stencils and I laid them on this, and then I took the alcohol and cleared out where the shamrock was, and then painted black acrylic paint around it.
Okay.
And then I did just shades of green where the shamrock was. Then what I did with it was I took some muslin, just plain thin muslin, and laid it down. I sprayed it with the adhesive spray, and I turned these so that the ink side was down and put them onto the muslin. So that gave it a background. And then this side is sealed because this is the glass side, so there's no
gotcha.
paint on that side. So once we were all done, we ended up with something like this, okay?
That looks great.
So here's the shamrock that I put on.
I can see the
and
muslin
you
through
can
there a
see
little,
the
yeah.
different things. And because I have the muslin in the back, you can see that it's sort
Yeah.
of preventing like the light from showing through. So now what we're going to do is we're going to clear this off, and we're going to set up a St. Patrick's Day table.
I love it. Keith, these are gorgeous. These lanterns
you.
came out so lovely. Now, did you like spray the lanterns, or were they gold, or how did you put all this together?
Okay, so these were black lanterns and we spray painted those gold. These were actually just little candle holders from the Dollar Tree and
Wow.
spray painted those gold. This is an upside down vase, spray painted gold. And what I wanted to do was a little more upscale look for that St. Patrick's Day table rather than that kitschy look.
Yeah. Oh, this
And
is so elegant.
The pot of lucky gold is here.
Yeah.
So what I did for these then was I have a little white flower stem, and then I have these picks, but this was actually a whole lot of them on a wreath. And when you're looking for stuff to make your arrangements or to make your centerpieces or what you're doing, be sure to look at wreaths and candle rings, because a lot of them are made now and they come apart very easily and will give you a lot of picks and a lot of foliage for a lesser price. Because the wreath was $20, but I got 15 picks out of it. So what I did was I just took the brown tape and I taped that white flower stem right onto the brown stem of the pick. Now we're going to take this just right around the base of the candle holder, and I rounded around one time, and then I took it and take it like this and wind it around a couple times and bring that back. We just want to make sure that it stays secure in here. Then we're going to take and bring it up so that it has a little bit more volume to it. I did take and curl some of these too so that it gives them a little bit more fun, a little more texture to them. And we want to make sure that it's setting so that it's nice. And
That looks so
we're going to set
elegant.
this one back here, right there, like that. And then we have our little candle. And of course, our candles and our fairy lights that are inside of the lanterns are all on timers. So they can be set to come on like at 5 o'clock in the evening, and they would go off at 11. Or you can turn them on just as you're using them for your events. So just like that, we just, I think, created a beautiful centerpiece.
I love this. Thank you, Keith, so much for showing us how to do this. We really appreciate it, and we wish you a very happy St. Patrick's Day.
You too. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.